I want to buy a copy of Bone Storm. Here's 99 cents.
Allow me to summarize the proposed transaction. You wish to purchase Bone Storm for 99 cents. Net profit to me, negative $59. Oh, please take my $59. I don't want it. It's yours.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes, and every once in a while I like to have the critical curmudgeon on the channel and talk a little bit about collecting. And here today is Pele to talk about the 5 comic books collectors need to know about right now.
Yeah, these are 5 comics that most people know about them, but they're either undervalued or there's something that's going to be happening at some point very soon, and I think that they're really good buys right now. They're undervalued, and it's a good pickup right now. I think that some of them aren't cheap, but if you kind of go in for a lower grade issue, you should be able to get into each one of these for under $100. So,
all right, Pele, this is a good list. I'm excited to talk about this. The first comic that you named is something collectors need to be looking into right now. Amazing Spider-Man 238, the first appearance of the Hobgoblin.
This book, I think, is undervalued. Getting it in high grade is really, really tough. And if you go into high grade on this, you're going to probably be looking at dropping about $200, $250. Like I said, it's hard to get in high grade. Most copies are dinged up and have a lot of spine stresses and stuff like that. There's a little tattoos thing add-on that was included with each issue that's kind of fused to the spine inside of it, and most kids just tore that out and licked it and stuck it on their arm. And if your copy of it doesn't have those tattoos, it's worth about half as much as it would otherwise. So finding a high-grade copy of this with the tattoo insert is really, really nice. And if you happen to run into something like that for under $200, you should probably grab it. You can get non-tattoo copies that look okay, look decent for $100, and that's not bad too. But you want to go with completeness on this. So that's what I want to recommend first off. It's a character that we got Ned Leeds already in the Amazing Spider-Man in the Spider-Man series right now. A portly Polynesian gentleman. He's I don't think that he's going to be Ned Leeds. He's going to be the Hobgoblin, but it'd be interesting if they do kind of go with that angle. It's a great book. It's a very important character, and I think it's a really great one to look forward to in the time shortly.
And it's got a pretty damn good cover. You got the Hobgoblin ripping Spider-Man's costume in half, and it's definitely something you want to have in the collection.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's in my opinion, it's one of the top 10 Spider-Man issues of all time as far as its overall importance to the storyline, and just a great buy. And I think it's really undervalued for what it is.
All right, we're going to stay in the Marvel family of comic books, the Marvel family of heroes, and you're saying the first appearance of Beta Ray Bill, Thor 337, one of the creations of Walt Simonson himself, is on the list.
Yeah, this is something that's going to be a really important issue coming out very soon. Beta Ray Bill is going to be making his appearance in this phase, and this is another book that was really cheap for a long time and kind of got hot the last year and a half. I still think it's got legs. It's got room to grow. It was not a heavily printed issue. Even though Walt Simonson had recently come onto the title, I think this is his first. It's his first issue, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Beta Ray Bill smashing through the Thor title, just a stunning book. High grade. These are going to run you about $150 to $160. Maybe even more if you get one CGC graded at a 9.4 to 9.6. 9.8s are probably going to run you close to $700 to $800 right now. But you can get into this issue, in a mid-grade copy, easily for $100, and probably going to also recommend upper mid-grade to about a 9.2 near mint minus on this at least. Probably going to be looking at a 2 to 3x increase as far as gains on this issue once Beta Ray Bill is fully into the Marvel Universe. So an awesome pickup, and one of the best issues in that incredible Thor run.
And one of the only characters worthy of carrying Mjolnir besides Thor himself.
Absolutely, him, Captain America, and a couple others. I think Superman in a crossover issue, but
we're moving over to DC Comics, and one of the classic teams that there is, the new Teen Titans number 2, and the first appearance of Slade Wilson, the Terminator, Deathstroke, great character.
Oh yeah, Deathstroke's awesome. This is a great cover too. You see the pile of bodies, of the Teen Titans down below, and you've got the imposter there. Oh, I killed them all. No, wrong. I did it. And it's an awesome cover. It's a great character going forward. Can't believe that this issue is so cheap still. You can get high grade copies of this issue for under $200. If you're patient, you can find them for around $140, $150. Mid-grade copies in the $70 to $80 range. I just can't believe it's that cheap. This is a very important character in the DC mythos. He's going to be making his introduction at some point in the DC Extended Universe, and if you don't get it now, you're going to be paying a whole lot later on. And it's just a beautiful cover, great book, great story. It's undervalued in my opinion, and it's definitely something to pick up now.
Next up, we have the first appearance of one of the great teams in Marvel Comics in Marvel Feature number 1, the first appearance of the Defenders as a team. Of course, they've already been on, Netflix. They had their own TV show, but you think it's still a good buy moving forward?
Yeah, just fantastic buy. I'm kind of surprised too. This issue is so cheap. Marvel Feature number 1, it was kind of it was a one-shot, one-off thing. It's one of the few times that the team like this, first appearance is not in their own title in a book with their own title, and it wasn't heavily printed. High-grade copies of this issue are really scarce, and you're going to pay a good amount of coin for a high-grade copy, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 to $400. But you can get mid-grade copies of it for about 150, lower grade copies for under 100, and it's one of the square brown books, so it's got a lot of problems as far as the cover where the staples are. It kind of rubs away at the cover and creates defects on it. So high grade copies are really rare, but it's an awesome cover. You got Hulk and Doc Strange and Namor kind of jumping out at you. It's just a great story, too. It goes on into issue number 2. Then soon after this, Defenders launched their own title, and which goes on for hundreds of issues. But we're going to see a lot of Defenders action, probably in Phase 5, from what I'm hearing. It's going to be I don't think it's going to replace the Avengers, but there's going to be kind of a Defenders push after that, after they finally introduce Namor. And you're going to have the Silver Surfer as part of it because he joins the Defenders soon after their formation. So, it's going to be a really super-powered team. Great book, and it's going to be really important. I would not be surprised to see this book double or triple in value as soon as the Defenders movie is announced. Definitely one to jump on now before the values get out of hand.
Last up, also with DC Comics, we've got Tales of the Teen Titans 44, one of the great story arcs of all time, the Judas Contract, the first appearance of Dick Grayson as Nightwing with the old uniform, with the popped-up collar. Just a great comic story. George Perez, Marv Wolfman, one of the great creative teams in the history of comics. Why is this one so important?
It's first appearance of Nightwing in the costume. Dick Grayson's an amazing character. This is an important comic, and it is cheap. Relatively speaking, it's cheap. It's of the 5, it's the one you can find in high grade for under $100, and I strongly recommend it because it's Nightwing's going to make some appearance in the movie at some point, and Dick Grayson's going to appear as Nightwing, and this is going to be the book to get. It's a great cover anyway. I mean, you got Jericho, you got Deathstroke, you got Nightwing here, and like you said, it's an amazing story, and it's a black cover, so high grade copies of that are going to be more scarce, but I recommend you doing it. because, like I said, you can get it for under $100. This is a book that's probably going to be $200, $300, $400 book going forward after we get a little bit of news when Dick Grayson makes his appearance. So it's going to be something else. And also, it's just really undervalued right now. It kind of surprises me that it's not made a bump, and it's not really increased in value in like 4 or 5 years. So it's due for an increase anyway. Definitely an undervalued key out there, and a classic book. Of the 5 here, this is probably one I would say is the most undervalued, most underappreciated, and most worthy of a collector to add to their collection.
All right, Pele. So you're suggesting Amazing Spider-Man 238, first appearance of Hobgoblin, Thor 337, first appearance of Beta Ray Bill, New Teen Titans #2, the first appearance of Deathstroke, Marvel feature #1, the first appearance of the Defenders as a team, and Tales of the Teen Titans 44, the first appearance of Dick Grayson as Nightwing. Now, that's not all you got for us, right? You have some information about the market and some market trends that you found a little bit unexpected during the current crisis.
Yeah, I was expecting prices to tank a bit. I was expecting values to go down, and it'd be a good opportunity to buy some nice keys at a discount. But what's happened is usually what happens isn't exactly what you expect, and it's definitely the case this time, because values have seen a spike across the board for key issues, and it's shocking. I wasn't expecting it, and some keys like Fantastic Four 49, you've got all the Amazing Spider-Man keys, ASM 300 and whatnot. All of those have seen a bump. People are stuck at home. They don't have anything else to do, so might as well shop for comics. And I don't think this is a long-term bump going forward. Eventually, economics will catch up. We will see values drop because, we're entering a recession right now. It's going to get ugly and, well, uglier. There's just going to be people that are going to need cash, and they are going to start selling, but I just did not expect it to increase as much as it did right off the bat. I was looking to buy. I was going out, and I made some big purchases, but they were purchases that I had already been working on for a while. Lately, looking into new purchases, I'm seeing that everything's 10 to 15, 20% higher than it was. Just kind of be patient, sit back and chill, relax a bit, and you'll see those prices steadily start to go down as it shifts over from being a seller's market to a buyer's market. One thing that I have noticed, all these issues, even though they're selling for higher dollar amounts, the selection is massive. Books that you might see 4 or 5 or maybe a dozen copies on eBay, now you're seeing 2 dozen, 3 dozen copies on eBay. And I just don't think the market's going to be able to absorb that fully going forward. Now, back issues, as far as non-key back issues, even Silver Age, Bronze Age, those are already getting a hit. Those are tanking hard. Books that were kind of, off number, House of Secrets, House of Mysteries, even Spider-Man, non-key issues are selling for 40, 50% under book value. Expect that to come down even further. For those non-keys, that's the time to buy. Now's the time to buy. People are going to start just pulling them completely off the market if they keep going down any further. Now's the time to buy on those issues that you've wanted for a long time. They aren't really that important, but you've always wanted them. Now's the time to go and get them. But, it's kind of like a timing issue. You just got to make sure you just kind of keep an eye on what's for sale, what the prices are going for now, and just kind of, keep an eye, keep a mental note or write it down, and kind of see the prices as they drift downward and get a price in your mind of what you want to pay for a particular issue in the particular condition you want. And when it hits that, don't be afraid to just pull the trigger if you have the money available, because it's just going to be it's going to be a window of opportunity there. Then it's going to be back to where it was before, and just take advantage of it while you can, and just be wary of deals going forward.
Thank you for all the information and the recommendations, Pele. Obviously, we're just a couple of collectors and hacks right here. If those comic numbers actually don't blow up, there's no guarantees. This is all speculation.
Yeah.
So if you want more of this type of information, we will be doing this show maybe like once a month. We'll call it Collector's Corner or something like that. And we'll definitely have Pele on the channel again to talk about the next set of comics that he thinks are going to be hot.
Yeah, I'll come up with a list like this. Probably, like I said, about once a month. Might extend it out a little bit, maybe go to 10 issues after this. But give you a little bit of an update of what's going on in the market. Try to give you a heads up of any changes that I see. And another good resource for this is Go Collect. Awesome website that tracks comic values, and you can see percentage changes over a period of time. And they only check graded copies, not raw or ungraded copies. So they only map those out. But even then, it's a really great resource and give you an idea of where the market is and how your favorite comics are doing right now.
All right, Bailey. Thank you very much, buddy.
You're welcome, man. Take care, Wes.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.